Good afternoon. Today's story I'm going to read to you from Outdoors, and it's called Stanley Stick, and it's written by John Hegley and illustrated by Nell Layton. And I love this story because you can do so much with a stick. So here we go. Stanley stands on Stockport station with his stick. Stanley always carries his stick with him. Stanley's stick was one part of something tall and grand, and it will never return. But it can still be a stick as best as it can. Stanley has lots of stick activity, like pretending the stick is a whistle or a banana that is quite straight. You don't have to be great to be great. Like pretending the stick is a match to catch the world aflame. There is game after sticky game. Look, it's a dinosaur that isn't extinct. It's a Stickosaurus. Oh yeah, Stanley with his Stickosaurus. Stanley has tried out some names for his stick, like Starry and Moon, but those names were all the wrong shapes. For a while he liked Stirry, but that is better for a spoon. Stanley's stick is good for writing in the sand in languages only Stanley can understand. And 4 times now he has used his stick to pick up slugs from the pathway, platform and pavement, thus saving them from a fate worse than feet. Stanley's friend Bertie has some string, and sometimes they tie the string to the stick's end and go pretend fishing. Because the fish are pretend, no fish gets hurt, said Bertie. So here is Stanley, standing on the station, taking his stick for a short stay at the side of the sea with his mum and dad, and the train pulls in. Down at the sea, Stanley goes down to the side of the tide. His folks take stock of Stanley standing in the sand, stick in hand. What is he doing? Maybe the boy thinks it's time for the stick to be taken for someone else to enjoy. Stanley hurls his stick into the wide tide. Gosh! What a tiny splosh for something that has been so big in Stanley's days. The sea picks up the stick and tucks it inside itself. Stanley is stickless. The next morning, back at their spot on the beach, the tide is out. Stanley treads towards the spreading sea. Boats ride sea back out on the distance. Stanley decides to look for interesting sticks, for other sticks which have been carried, twiggy back upon the turning tide. Soon he stumbles upon a stick, alone upon the shore. It is quite a different stick from before. It is wonky. The stick is an unusual saxophone. Stanley thinks of home and begins to blurt a tune for Bertie. Now Stanley stares at the sea through his stick telescope. It is wonky, and this stick Stanley knows the name of. It is called Fantastic. And then Stanley's Fantastic. And Stanley loves his stick. Now when you're on your walks or out in your garden, look for a stick. You can make lots of things with a stick. They can be swords, they can be telescopes, they can be anything you want them to be, with a little bit of imagination. I hope you enjoyed this story. Now you can find all my stories on YouTube. If you go onto my website, you can click on the link and it will take you to all the videos that I've been making. Hope you have a lovely day, and tomorrow I'll read you another story. Bye.